सुप्रभातं। राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः हृत्पूर्वकनमस्काराः। शिवानन्दलहर्याः कक्ष्यायां सर्वेषां स्वागतम्. A warm welcome to all of you to the 14th session of Shivananda Lahari. So in the previous class, we had learned certain rules of pronunciation based on Shiksha Shastram, Paniniya Shiksha. So it is very important for all of us to go through those rules. Those who haven't attended previous class, the recording has been shared on YouTube in the course page, and I have also shared the link in the WhatsApp group with you all. The PPT is also up on the course page, so please go through. Today we will be learning 21st verse onwards, but before that, we have to revise 11 to 20, as in we have to, usually I chant all the verses at a stretch, 10 verses. So that's uploaded as a separate video for practice for all of you, and the audio is available on the course page. So I received some messages saying, would you be able to send me audio on WhatsApp? Sorry, that's not possible for me to send on WhatsApp to each one of you. So please log on to the course page. There you have the audio of each session. And of course, it's also there on YouTube, and the video is also available on the course page. Adau Guruvandanam Uktva Kakshayaha Prarambham Kurmaha. गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् सौन्दर्यलहरी कर्त्रे सर्वमङ्गलदायिने शङ्कराचार्यवर्याय यतिराजाय ते नमः। शङ्कारूपेण मच्चित्तं पङ्कीकृतमभूद्यया किङ्करीयस्य सा माया शङ्कराचार्यमाश्रये। प्रह्लादवरदो देवो यो नृसिंहः परो हरिः नृसिंहोपासकं नित्यं तन्नृसिंहगुरुं भजे। श्रीसच्चिदानन्द शिवाभिनव्य नृसिंह भारत्यभिधान्यतीन्द्रान् विद्यानिधीन् मन्त्रनिधीन् सदात्मनिष्ठान् भजे मानवशम्भुरूपान् सदात्मध्याननिरतं विषयेभ्यः पराङ्मुखं नौमि शास्त्रेषु निष्णातं चन्द्रशेखर भारतीं विवेकिनं महाप्रज्ञं धैर्यौदार्यक्षमानिधिं सदाभिनवपूर्वन्तं विद्यातीर्थगुरुं भजे। भारती करुणापात्रं भारती पदभूषणं भारती पदमारूढं भारती तीर्थमाश्रये। भारती तीर्थवर्यन्तं भक्तहृत्तापनाशनं भवभीतिहरं देवं भावये सततं हृदि विद्याविनयसम्पन्नौ वीतरागौ विवेकिनं वन्दे वेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञौ विधुशेखर भारतीम् अनन्तगुणसम्पन्नामनन्ताभिधयाश्रुताम् अनन्तज्ञानदात्रीं तां मातरं प्रणुमो वयम्। गैर्वाण्या संविबोधेन जीवनं मौल्यसंयुतम् व्याकरोत्तान्नमाम्यम्बां शारदामूर्तरूपिणीम् कलाभ्यां चूडालङ्कृतशशिकलाभ्यां निजतपः फलाभ्यां भक्तेषु प्रकटितफलाभ्यां भवतु मे शिवाभ्यामस्तोकत्रिभुवन शिवाभ्यां हृदि पुनर्भवाभ्यामानन्दस्फुरदनुभवाभ्यां नतिर्यम् Okay, so we have learned till this verse, a very beautiful verse, 20th verse. It is one of the very prominent, important verses. And sometimes in verses, we find certain lines which by themselves are complete and which themselves are very worthy of japa, of repeating multiple times, because they have a complete meaning and they have a very deep meaning. So these two lines here are like that. Kapalin bhiksho me hridaya kapim atyanta chapalam dridham bhaktya badhva shiva bhavadadhinam kuru vibho. Shiva bhavadadhinam kuru vibho. So these two lines, very important lines in Shivananda Lahari, prayer to Bhagavan to control this mind, which is like a monkey. So repeating these lines is a wonderful exercise of japa, and these two lines by themselves are a complete sentence. They have a complete meaning. Okay, so I will probably share something more about this verse once we go to the meaning of the 21st verse, because they are also sort of related. So this verse is also about the mind. So let us start learning the chanting and then we will come to the meaning. Charu? धृतिस्तम्भाधाराम्
धृतिस्तम्भाधाराम् धृतिस्तम्भाधाराम्
दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनाम्
दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनाम् दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनाम्
विचित्रां पद्माढ्याम्
विचित्रां पद्माढ्याम् विचित्रां पद्माढ्याम्
प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्गघटिताम्
प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्गघटिताम् प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्गघटिताम्
स्मरारे
स्मरारे स्मरारे
मच्चेतस्फुट. We will chant the entire word together. मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीम्
मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीम् मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीम्
प्राप्य विशदाम्
प्राप्य विशदाम् प्राप्य विशदाम्
जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या
जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या
सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो
सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो.
Yeah, please note the Mahapranas here. Dhriti, and also this has to be pronounced as R, not as U. So A, I, U, R, that's a Gunitaksharam. Last class we have learned what is a Gunitaksharam. So dh plus r, dhr, dhriti. We should not say dhruti. It is not dhruti. It is dhriti. Like Amritam, Krishnaha, that way. Rishihi, Trituhu. Dhriti stambhadharam. Please note, only dhr is Mahaprana. Ti is Alpa Prana. In stambhadharam, sta, the first ta is Alpa Prana. Bha and dha are Mahapranas. We shouldn't interchange. We should chant as is given to us, the Mahapranas. Dridha guna nibaddham. Here also dridha. Dr and dha. Second one is Mahaprana. Dridha guna nibaddham sagamanam. Vichitram padmadhyam. Dha is Mahaprana. Prati divasa sanmarga ghatitam. Gha. Ghosha, like I told you last time. Gha is Mahaprana. Ghatitam. Smarare. Macheta sphuta pata kutim. Sphu. Phu is Mahaprana there. Prapya Vishadam. Jayaswamin. Shaktya. Shaktya saha. Shiva Ganai Sevita. Vibho. Bho is again Mahaprana. Lots of dvitvams also. Please note. Dhriti stambhadharam. There s is doubling. Nibaddham. Vichitram. There t is doubling. Padmadhyam. Then Machetas Phuta. Prapya Jayaswamin. There again, Jayaswamin. That s is doubling. Shaktya. So all these places, please note the dvitvam and chant accurately. So let us do one line at a time, Charu. Dhritistambhadharam.
Bhagini, one line, no?
Oh, correct. Dhritistambhadharam. Dridhaguna-nibaddham sagamanam.
धृतिस्तम्भाधारां दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां धृतिस्तम्भाधारां दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां
विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्गघटिताम्.
विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्गघटितां विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्गघटितां
स्मरारे मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदाम्.
स्मरारे मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदां स्मरारे मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदाम्.
जयस्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो.
जयस्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो. जयस्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो.
धृतिस्तम्भाधारां दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्गघटिताम्.
धृतिस्तम्भाधारां दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्गघटितां. धृतिस्तम्भाधारां दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवस सन्मार्गघटिताम्.
स्मरारे मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदाम् जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो
स्मरारे मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदां जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो स्मरारे मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदां जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो.
Now the entire verse. धृतिस्तम्भाधारां दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवससन्मार्गघटितां स्मरारे मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदां जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो.
धृतिस्तम्भाधारां दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवससन्मार्गघटितां स्मराने मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदां जय स्वामिन्.
Charu, I don't know why I couldn't hear some words in between. Not sure if it's because of my connection or yours. So could you repeat the verse once more? Thank you.
धृतिस्तम्भाधारां दृढगुणनिबद्धां सगमनां विचित्रां पद्माढ्यां प्रतिदिवससन्मार्गघटितां स्मरारे मच्चेतस्फुटपटकुटीं प्राप्य विशदां जय स्वामिन् शक्त्या सह शिवगणैः सेवित विभो.
Uttamam. So, very beautiful verse again. In the previous verse, let us just do a quick recap. As you all can recollect, in the previous verse, Shankaracharya compared the mind to a monkey. He called the mind itself as a monkey. Hridaya kapim atyanta chapalam, which is always chanchalam, chapalam, which is very fickle. And then he said, "Oh Shiva, please tie this monkey tightly with the rope of bhakti and make it surrender to you, bring it under your control." And he used very apt sambodhana, that is vocative case, the way he addresses Shiva, the names he uses, Kapalin, Bhiksho, very aptly, as we have seen some, even today, if you go to some of the parts of India, we see this. So this is something very interesting I wanted to share with you. So after we learned this verse, I was scheduled to travel to Chennai for some, because I had to meet someone. And there, we hadn't planned as such, but then we had the darshan of Kapalishwarar in Mylapore, which is a very old temple. And so it felt like a great blessing. I prayed for all of us for the Shivananda Lahari course, because that travel happened as soon as we completed learning this verse. And here in this verse, Shankaracharya addresses Ishvara as Kapalin. And that temple in Mylapore, those who know, in South India, those who are in Chennai, it's a very famous temple, a very old temple. So there, Ishvara is Kapalishwarar, that is his name. And also, just behind the Garbhagriha, there is a depiction in stone of that story which we discussed some time back of Ishvara in the form of light, and where you have Brahma who goes out in the form of a swan to find the source and the Ketaki flower falling. And then below you have a boar which is shown going downwards to find the source of that light. So that is Vishnu. And so that also we had discussed. I remember visiting this very long ago with my guru, Anantam Mata, and she had shown that to me and explained that. So that came back to my mind. And also because we are discussing all this in this course, it was a great experience. And after that, when we traveled just the next day or so, when we traveled to Mahabalipuram, as you know, it has shore temples there. And there is temple, which is a new construction. I mean, it is not as old as the shore temples by the Pallavas. So as we were just passing by in our vehicle, just in front of that, I saw this exactly the way this bhikshu, the way this verse describes. A person with very colorful garments holding on to a small monkey. So it reminded me of this verse because it had been really long since I had also seen someone like that. But in this verse, we discussed how these wandering monks sometimes and mendicants, they have a monkey and they make the monkey do a lot of tricks, a monkey which is very difficult to control, but they are able to control that monkey, right? So that I wanted to take a picture, but we just passed very soon, so I couldn't do that. But then even today, we do find people like this. So Shankaracharya uses a very apt Sambodhana, and he uses as a bhikshu, because my mind is a monkey and you are a mendicant, and only you are capable of controlling this mind monkey. So these two things I felt like sharing with you all because we had just completed that verse, and that's the reason I could not take that revision class that weekend because I was traveling. So the next verse, the 21st verse, again about the mind, Shankaracharya describes the mind in various ways in Shivananda Lahari. And based on the way he's addressing the mind, he also uses very apt vocative case, Sambodhana, to Ishvara. So in this verse, the mind is compared to a tent. And one thing is, like we always know, this is the epitome of bhakti in this particular stotram, Shivananda Lahari. Also, we must see the literary genius and the beauty of the verses. The way he uses very apt Sanskritam words, and in this verse especially, each word you will see it has two meanings. One referring to the mind and the other referring to the tent. So in this verse, Shankaracharya is describing the mind as a tent. Now, for Bhagavan to stay in the mind, it has to be very clean. So what we call as mental gardening, right? You have to remove all the weeds, do all the de-weeding, remove all the negative qualities, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, make it conducive for Shivanandam, make it conducive for bhakti and to attain Shivanandam ultimately. So, and also there are a lot of, in this verse, you come across similarities between the mind and the tent, because in this verse, the mind is compared to a tent. So let us see the meaning of each word. And again, wonderful way he addresses Shiva, Smarare. Smara is Manmatha, Cupid. We know it's a very famous legend where Ishvara, he burnt Cupid with his third eye. When he opened his third eye, he burns Cupid with the fire which emerges out. So this also is to show that he is capable of controlling Manmatha. So he's capable of controlling mind. Manasija. Manmatha is also called Manasija, the one who is born in the mind. He doesn't have a form, but he just is born in the mind. So Smarare, as an enemy of Manmatha, he controlled Manmatha. So he is able to control the mind. So Smarare, Swamin, O master. He is the master of the universe. Vibho, again, all-pervading Bhagavan. Shiva Ganai Sevita, the one who is worshipped by or served by the Ganas. So he addresses Ishvara in all these words. And what does he say? Jaya, may victory be to you, or you live victoriously. How? Shaktya saha, along with Parvati. You live victoriously. Jaya, may victory be to you along with Parvati. Shivaha Shaktya saha. So even Saundarya Lahari also, he starts Shiva Shaktya Yukto. We learnt in the first two classes how we see a lot of similarity between Shivananda Lahari and Saundarya Lahari, and this oneness of Shiva Shakti Tattva. Shaktya saha Jaya, where Dhriti Stambhadharam. So each word here, you can understand it with reference to the mind and with reference to the tent. Dhritihi Stambhadharam. Dhritihi means it has multiple meanings according to the context, but steadfastness, self-control, courage, and that single-minded devotion towards the Dhyaya Vastu. So all these are very important qualities of a mind, which are also described by Bhagavan in various places in our Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So dhriti is very important for the mind. And a mind which is fixed on Bhagavan, which is where Bhagavan is dwelling, such a mind will automatically have this dhriti. Dhriti stambhadharam. So that dhriti itself is the adhara stambha. So adhara stambha is the very important load-bearing pillar. Even now we see, if you see these temples which are constructed many centuries ago by our kings, etc., they will show us sometimes architectural guys, they show us that this is the adhara stambha, this is the load-bearing pillar of the temple. So experiments have been conducted, etc., on those pillars. So that load-bearing pillar, adhara stambha, is very important. Similarly, in a tent, if you see, you have that load-bearing pillar, right? On which the ropes are fastened and the tent is put. So, dhriti stambhadharam. So that for the mind, that dhriti itself is the adhara stambha. For the tent, if you take this with reference to the tent, that particular piece of that particular pillar, which is the load-bearing pillar for the tent, which is which bears the weight of the entire tent. So dhriti stambhadharam, dridha guna nibaddham. Dridha is very firm. So when we construct a tent, it has to be very firm. And generally, when our tents constructed, when people are going from one place to the other for camping, etc., so it will be in the it will be outside, and it has to be strong. That adhara stambha should be strong, and the tent has to be fastened very firmly. Dridha, very firmly. Guna nibaddham. So again, beautiful play of words also shows us the literary genius of Shankaracharya. Guna nibaddham means, one meaning for guna is ropes. So we know that there are ropes which are fastened firmly to the tent. Also, when we take it with reference to the mind, this mind, is full of three gunas. It is bound by three gunas, that is sattva, rajas, and tamas. So each word, it both refers to the mind and to the tent. Sagamanam. Sagamanam, which moves easily. It is not stationary. So the mind, as we know, it is so fickle. It moves from one object to the other. In Yaksha Prashna in Mahabharata, Yudhishthira is asked a very beautiful question. What travels faster than the wind? And he answers saying it is the mind. Because the mind can just move from one, it has no boundaries, right? It can just go from one place to the other very quickly in a fraction of a second. Sagamanam. So that is a feature of the mind. Similarly, a tent is also not stationary. It is not a house. Such a beautiful analogy. Shankaracharya did not say, come and stay in my mind house. He compares the mind to a tent, not to a stationary concrete house which just stays in one place. Sagamanam, moving very easily. Mobile, which is not stationary. Both the mind and the tent are not stationary. They are mobile. Vichitram. So, Vichitram means, with reference to the mind, we take it as which is filled with many samskaras, and also with reference to the tent, we could take it as colorful, which has various shades. And Padmadhyam, this is a very important word. So Padma, as you all know, refers to a lotus. And one of the important features of a lotus is to bloom, right? Vikasana. So the mind is also compared to a lotus, because when the mind is filled with the right qualities, and when we deweed it, remove all the unnecessary qualities, the mind has the lakshanam to bloom with jnanam. So like a lotus blooms, the mind also blooms with jnanam and shivanandam. So that is one significance of using this word Padma. And Padma in certain contexts also refers, like I said, to jnanam and to aishwaryam. And it also refers to sattva guna. So only when you have the mind is filled with sattva guna that it is conducive for bhakti and to attain shivanandam. So dharma jnanadhipihi yuktam sattvam padmam ihochyate. That is one of the references we have to the padmam as sattva gunam, the sattva gunam as padmam. And also the mind, the word Padma also refers to the various yoga sadhanas which are necessary to attain that Shivanandam. So in this way, the word Padmadhyam has various shades of meaning. However, and with reference to the lotus, of course, it means shaped like a lotus. So just imagine that tent, how it is built. So what we are learning here is just the literal word to word meaning. But as you read these verses, as you chant these verses every day with focus and concentration, you know the basic meaning now, but you will understand various depths of meaning for each word. That is the beauty of all these verses. And slowly we will be able to appreciate those other depths of meaning which are there also. But the first step is Parayanam. The first step, like all our gurus tell us, is to familiarize ourselves and become thorough with the mula, that is the root, that is these words, what are used by Shankaracharya in Sanskritam. So learn chanting, memorize, learn the verse perfectly, then go to the word meaning. Then as you go on dwelling upon it, the verses, the meaning will reveal itself to you with Bhagavan's grace and Guru's grace. So we have to read the Sanskritam words and chant. We cannot say, I will just read the English meaning and go ahead. That will not help us, especially in verses like this. You see how guna, it means rope and the three gunas. All this we can appreciate only if we read the mula. So Padmadhyam, then Pratidivasa Sanmarga Ghatitam. Pratidivasa, always. Sanmarga Ghatitam. Sanmarga again has multiple meanings. So very basic meaning is in the noble path. So the mind which is engaged in the noble path daily. Another meaning of Sanmarga, the mind which always is engaged in Brahmanu Chintanam, in dwelling upon the Brahman. Another meaning of Sanmarga, Rajamarga. So the path taken by kings. And Chakkani, Tyagaraja beautifully says in a Kirtana, Chakkani Rajamargamulundaga Sandula Duranela Manasa. So taking that path. So the noble path, the path of thinking about Brahman. And if you take it with reference to the tent, it means, see, those who are camping are moving from one path to the other, which is why they are putting on tents. So they are going in the right path, which takes them to the destination. So both the tent and the mind, this refers to Pratidivasa Sanmarga Ghatitam. Then Smarare, we know, enemy of Manmatha, Macchetas Phuta Pata Kutim. Macchetaha. Macchetaha means my mind. Phuta Pata Kutim, the cloth tent in the form of my mind. So here it's very clearly given the mind is compared to a tent which is made of cloth. Again, another very important aspect here, a cloth which is dirty will be washed and it becomes clean again, right? So that is how even the mind is. So even though the mind might have impurities, but it is possible for cleaning, it's possible to clean this mind, removing the mind from all the impurities and making it fit to welcome Shiva, to welcome Bhagavan, and to attain Shivanandam. So that is how there is a comparison to the cloth and to the mind. So one of our Swamijis used to say how thought pollution is the one of the worst kinds of pollution affecting the world, but we don't address it as much as we address other kinds of pollution. So when the mind is polluted, then we cannot attain Shiva, Bhagavan. So our guru used to say all this stotram and all japa, this is all to attain chitta shuddhi, to clean the mind, which is the first step in any spiritual practice. So machetas phuta pata kutim vishadam. Vishadam means which is clean and white. For a tent, it refers to a clean cloth, a very well, a white clean cloth. Similarly, for the mind, it refers to Samskritam Manaha, that is a very pure mind, which is free from all the negativities and negative feelings and all the internal enemies. So, prapya, having reached such a my mind, which has all these things, which is compared to a tent. Oh Shiva, please reach that mind of mine, and may victory be to you. Swamin Shaktya Sahajaya. So live victoriously in that clean mind tent of mine, O Shiva. That is the meaning of this verse. A very beautiful verse. Multiple meanings. We have just discussed a few. You can still go through the verse and maybe other commentaries where you'll get more depth of meaning here. So let us quickly go through the overall meaning and then we will chant the verse once with the meaning. So in this overall meaning, we have just given you one meaning, but like I explained to you, each word has multiple shades of meaning here, referring both to the mind and to the tent. O Shiva, enemy of Manmatha, enter my mind, which is like a bright and spacious tent, upheld by the pillar of steadfastness, bound firmly with virtues, movable, adorned with beautiful colors, and shaped like a lotus. It is set along the path of righteousness each day. O Master, victorious one, dwell here along with Parvati Devi and be worshipped by the wise. Now, with reference to this word sphuta, it also refers to nirmalatvam, vishalatvam, which is very important. In Ramayanam, one of the first few verses, Valmiki tells his Shishya Bharatwaja as they're moving. Bharatwaja Nishamaya, he looks at that river which is flowing and he says, see how crystal clear the water is. Sanmanushya Manoyatha. Look at the river, how beautiful the water is. The crystal clear water of the river. It is like Sanmanushya Manaha, like the mind of good people. Sanmanushya Manaha. That how crystal clear it is. That way, this water is also like that. This is how one of the first few verses we find in Srimad Ramayana. So a lot of references to the mind, how it has to be pure for attaining Shivanandam. Now let us chant this verse once and move to the next verse. Dhritistambhadharam dridhaguna-nibaddham sagamanam vichitram padmadhyam pratidivasa sanmarga-ghatitam smarare Macchetasphutapatakutim prapya vishadam jayaswamin shaktya saha shivaganai sevita vibho. Next one, Aditi. प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो
प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो
धनिगृहे
धनिगृहे धनिगृहे
प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन्
प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन्
भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते
भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते
इमञ्चेतश्चोरम्
इमञ्चेतश्चोरम् इमञ्चेतश्चोरम्
कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो
कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो
तावाधीनं कृत्वा
तवाधीनं कृत्वा तवाधीनं कृत्वा
मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्
मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम् मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्
प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे. Please note the Mahapranas here and every Samyuktakshara. Please chant clearly, all of you. प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे. Here, धनिगृहे. We should not chant it as धनिगृहे. Sometimes there is that tendency. There is no dvitvam there. धनिगृहे. प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति भ्र is महाप्राणा बहुधा धा is महाप्राणा तस्करपते. Note the dvitvam there. तस्करपते. imam चेतश्चोरम. When you combine imam चेतश्चोरम कथमिह थ is महाप्राणा सहे शंकर विभो भो is महाप्राणा तवाधीनं कृत्वा. So when you combine tavadhinam krutva, dhi is mahaprana, mai niraparadhe, dhe is mahaprana, kuru kripam. Okay, now we'll do one line at a time. प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरण परतन्त्रो धनिगृहे
प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे
प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते
प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते
इमञ्चेतश्चोरम् कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो
इमञ्चेतश्चोरम् कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो इमञ्चेतश्चोरम् कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो
तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्
तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम् तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्
प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थारणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते
प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते
इमं चेतश्चोरं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्
इमं चेतश्चोरं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम् इमं चेतश्चोरं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्
Here, all of you, please note, last time we learned the difference in pronouncing sha, sha, and sa. So, chetash choram, that should be pronounced accurately. Here, shankara, sha. So, note that those places where we have to pronounce it accurately, the sa, sha, sha difference everywhere we have to keep in mind. Now, we'll do the entire verse. प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते इमं चेतश्चोरं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्
प्रलोभाद्यैरर्थाहरणपरतन्त्रो धनिगृहे प्रवेशोद्युक्तः सन् भ्रमति बहुधा तस्करपते इमं चेतश्चोरं कथमिह सहे शङ्कर विभो तवाधीनं कृत्वा मयि निरपराधे कुरु कृपाम्
Uttamam. So here, 21st verse, the mind was compared to a tent. The 20th verse, mind was a monkey. In this verse, mind is a thief. Okay, so a beautiful way. You can all make a chart or make a note of how many different analogies Shankaracharya gives to the mind in Shivananda Lahari. So let us quickly learn the meaning of this verse. Again, very, very apt addressing Taskarapate. Oh, Lord of thieves. Oh, leader of thieves. Taskara, thief. You also have heard the Rudram will know there Taskaranam Pataye Namaha, Stenanam Pataye Namaha. So Bhagavan is the leader of thieves. Why that? Because all our minds are thieves and all the minds have to be controlled by Bhagavan. So only he is capable of controlling this mind, which is a thief. And Taskarapate, O leader of thieves, imam Chetashchoram. So he's very beautifully, Shankaracharya is telling in this verse, "O Taskarapate, you are the leader of thieves, right? So if you have to be worthy of that title, I will give you one thief who is very difficult to control, and that is my mind. Chetaha. Chetashchoram. Chetaha choram. Mind itself is a thief. So you better control this thief, which is my mind, because you are the leader of thieves. So you are capable of controlling, and you better control this thief who is very difficult to be controlled." So that is the bhava in this verse. So, He Taskarapate, He Shankara, this Taskarapati, like I said, Stenanam Pati, Taskarapati references are there in Rudram also. He Shankara, Shubham Karoti iti Shankara. The one who always does good is Shankara. That is one of them. Each word has, even addressing, you have different meanings. O Shiva, He Vibho, O Master, O all-pervading one. Pralobhadyaihi arthaharana paratantraha. Pralobhadyaihi means, pralobha means greed, desire. So my mind is filled with greed and desire. For what? Arthaharana paratantraha. So artha means wealth. Shankaracharya says in Mohamudgaram, Artham anartham bhavaya nityam nasti tatas sukha leshas satyam. Artham anartham bhavaya. So this wealth is only a cause for misery, does not have any happiness. But do we normal people, do we think like that? No, we always want more and more, right? So here, pralobhadyaihi, with greed and other undesirable qualities, arthaharana paratantraha. So the mind, it has become enslaved. Paratantra, it is enslaved. It is not independent. What is it enslaved by? By the greed of extracting wealth. So it always thinks, I have this much, oh, I want more. I have this car, I want another one which is better. And also comparing, they have that brand, even I need to have that brand. So it is the nature, the human nature. That is the nature of the mind which is being described here. So always enslaved by this greed of extracting wealth. Dhani grihe means in the houses of wealthy. Praveshodyukta san. Pravesha entering. Udyuktaha very interested or determined. San. Bahudha bhramati. So this mind always wants to enter the houses of the wealthy. It is determined to enter the houses of the wealthy. Now, what does this mean? Stealing, this is not only with reference to a thief actually going and, stealing, robbing, misappropriating someone's wealth. Even the mind, when it thinks, oh, they have more wealth than us, so they are richer than me, so even I want that. That is also, an undesirable quality, and that is also a quality of a thief. That is, in the mind, you are trying to misappropriate the wealth. That is also a sin. So here, not only the physical act of going and, robbing someone, but even seeing something and desiring that out of greed, which is not necessary to be mine, that yearning for materialistic possessions more and more by comparing with others who have more. Dhanigrihe praveshodyuktas san me manaha bahudha bhramati. So this mind always is wandering, trying to get more, trying to extract more, and comparing with others. That is how this mind is. Imam chetashchoram. This mind is a thief like that. Shankara Vibho iha katham sahe. How can I endure this mind, which is always, moving after wealth and materialistic possessions, compares, wants to enter in the sense, sees a rich man's or rich person's house and wants to possess that, has the desire to possess that. How can I control this mind thief of mine? How can I endure this? Hey, Shiva, Shankara, Taskarapate, you are the leader of thieves, so you can control my mind. Mai niraparadhe, in me, who has not committed any sin, chetashchoram tavadhinam kritva, having made this thief of my mind, bringing it under your control. Tavadhinam, bringing the mind under your control, bringing this mind thief under your control. Mayi niraparadhe kripam kuru. Please show compassion on me who is guiltless, who is innocent, who has not committed any sin. So here Shankaracharya very beautifully is saying that I am not the mind. So that difference, that philosophically, that tattva he brings about here, I am not the mind. The mind is a thief and it is going, behind all these materialistic pursuits. But I am Niraparadhi. I am innocent. So, O Shiva, Taskarapate, leader of thieves, please control this mind and bring it under your control and show compassion on me. So again, here in we all are aware of this Nirvana Shatkam, where he beautifully says, Mano Buddhyakara Chittani Naham. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. He concludes each verse with that. So I am not the mind. Here again, he's saying that I am not the mind is a thief. I am innocent. So ultimately, we are not the mind, we are not the intellect. We are what? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. To attain that Chidananda Shivananda, this mind has to be controlled. By who? So here he's praying to Ishvara to control that mind. Now let us go through the meaning quickly, the overall meaning, and then we will chant this verse once and conclude today's class. O Shankara, Bhagavan who brings joy to devotees and master of all, this mind of mine, like a thief, roams relentlessly, driven by desires, always enslaved to the pursuit of wealth through allurements, eager to enter the homes of the rich. O leader of the thieves, how can I bear this deceitful, restless mind? Bring it under your control, and please show compassion upon me, who has committed no wrong. We will chant this verse once. Pralobhadyairathaharana paratantro dhanigrihe praveshodyuktas sann bhramati bahudha taskarapate imanchetaschoram kathamiha sahe shankara vibho tavadhinam kritva mayi niraparadhe kuru kripam. Wonderful verses. Each verse, you can speak so much about it. Saturday, there will not be a class. So there is some Vyoma event happening. So we will not have a class next Saturday, but we will meet after that. We have completed 22 verses. So please do practice, and the video with 11 to 20 also will be uploaded. We will meet the week after next. So let us conclude with Shanti Mantraha as usual. Any doubts, etc., you can send me an email. If I don't reply, you can always send a reminder email to me. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarvebhyah Hritpurvaka Dhanyavadaha. Thank you very much. And thank you also to the panelists for very ably assisting us. Shubha Bhagini has said that the dashboard shows that there is no class. Oh, I will check the date, Bhagini. There is no class next week. That is the 18th. 25th, we'll have class. 18th, there is no class. I will check the dashboard. Ram, Ram, Ram. Dhanyavadaha. So we will meet the week after next.